Okay, so we're going to try the clipping mask again as a tutorial. Um, you guys will be going out to get your own texture this time, and we're just going to do a really basic font that I think your computer should have. So I did have Photoshop loaded up. There we go. We're going to create a new. For this, we're just going to, again, for right now, we're just going to do our name. I'm going to make it 8.5 by 11 for right now. I'm going to go ahead and do 300 just in case we want to print this off later. So 300 resolution, and then hit create. Zoom out. So the first thing that you're going to do is just put your name on. Okay, so I'm going to hit my text tool. It really doesn't matter what color it is, just make sure it's a color that you can see. And then we're going to look for Arial Black. It's going to be a nice thick font. So go up to the top. Really hope you guys have it up there. Come on. My computer is tired. Okay, so I have Arial, and then I go up here and choose black. Okay, so you choose Arial, and then you come over here and choose black. Okay, I'm going to click, and I want this to be all in caps. That's up to you, but I would recommend it all in caps. Okay, so I have Sarah. Then I'm going to go up to my move tool. Okay, and click on the corner first, then hold down Shift and take up the entire space that you have to make it as big as you can. Then to get out of this, you're going to hit the Enter key. Okay, it's the Enter key with the numbers. So I've hit the Enter key. Now I'm going to go get some kind of picture. You do not want picture like a picture of a thing, like a picture of a car or a picture of a person. You can make that work eventually, but at this point in the game, we're not quite ready for that. So you want a pattern or a texture, kind of like what we did initially with the marble. So something that is not a specific object. Um, you could use flowers or something, but something that's not like a cat or a dog or a car or a person. So I'm going to go out online and I'm going to apparently get out of that. I'm going to do image of galaxy. I'll look for a picture of the galaxy. Okay, and I'm going to right click, save image as. And put it out on my desktop and save. Okay, so I can do this a couple ways. I'm going to make this a multi-window to make it smaller. So now I can see my file right here, and I can click and drag to bring it over here. So now I have my file on top. Okay, the other way is that you can go up here to your file and open, and we save that on our desktop. You're going to go up to the top, your desktop, go get your file. Apparently I need to clean this up. There she is. Okay, so here's the part that we wanted to focus on, and that's combining two different files. So remember I called these tabs, they look like tabs to me. So I have my Galaxy Wallpaper tab. I click and I drag it just a little bit, and so that I can see both. Now I'm on my layer over here, and I click and I drag it. So now I have that layer over here. So those are your two different ways. It's important to be able to do this way so that you know how to combine two different documents. Okay, so I don't need this one anymore. I'm going to delete it. So now we're ready to combine our two layers in a clipping mask. So our layers are very important. You must have your texture on top of your name, okay? When you go in between, there is this little line. When you hold down your Alt key, you will get that little, it's a little arrow that goes down. It used to be two little circles. Now it's a square. So sometimes the little icon will change, but it's the same kind of concept. So it's the little arrow pointing down with a little shape. If I click on it, it will cut out the texture, okay? So whatever my object is underneath, the layer on top is going to cut out, okay? So in this example, it's Sarah. Just to show you, if I took that off, if I had a shape, so if I came over here and I got a hand, and I put a hand on here, if you take your galaxy and put it on top and do a clipping mask, it will cut out in the shape of your hand. Okay, so the clipping mask just makes that texture stick to whatever shape or words you have. Okay, so there we have our clipping mask. I'm just going to go ahead and stay on this layer. You can do some different effects. And again, we talked about this, but we did it pretty fast. So I'm going to come over here in the gray area, and I'm going to click right here. So this brings up a box where you have a whole bunch of different options. The ones that we can use the most on this is the bevel and emboss, and then your shadow. So let's do bevel and emboss first. So if you click on it, it doesn't do anything at first because you need to go to contour and then texture. Once you do that, when you're on bevel and emboss, you can choose pillow, outer, inner. So I do outer. And then you can start seeing some different things happen to your emboss, and you can change the depth and change how your emboss ends up looking. So if you look at my object here along the sides, you'll start seeing a difference. And if you can't see anything at first, if you click on the bevel and emboss, you can see it turning off and on. So I'm going to go hit OK, and I'm going to change the color of my background and see, I don't know. Okay, so see there, you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so there's that. You could also, if you wanted to, do what's called a stroke, which means it's going to outline your object. So right now it's on gray. So if we wanted to choose like a white outline, you could. And so that is going to outline your object in that, but it's kind of see-through. So we'll make it not see-through. So there's the outline for your object. And then here is a drop shadow. Okay, so again, there's your size. You can bring that back down, and then you can change the angle for that. Spread. Okay, so that is your clipping mask and some different effects that you can do with that. And now you can take that little object and you could save it and put it on whatever document you wanted. So there's your clipping mask. For the assignment, you're going to, you could keep it on a white background. You can put whatever background on there you wanted. You could just keep it on white. Okay, so go ahead and save that and turn it in as a JPEG.